Remember to stay hydrated. On my way.
Clear.
Shepard. I'm better now. Area secured. I thought paddling was hot.
Think we're good, Commander? It looks like this cavern formed around the ruin, after it was built.
Just lead the way.
You lead, I'll follow.
nothing more than dead instrumentation.
Hello? Could somebody help me? Please?
Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped. I need help.
Are you okay?
Listen,
What happened?
this thing I'm in is a Prothean security device. I cannot move, so I need you to get me
Your
out.
mother is working with Saren.
What? I may be Benezia's daughter, but I'm nothing like her. I have not spoken to her in years. Please, just get me out of here.
How'd you end up in there?
I was exploring the ruins when the Geth showed. I activated the tower's defense. When I turned it on, I must have hit something I wasn't supposed to.
We'll find some way to
There's
help.
a control in here that should deactivate this thing. That's the tricky part. The defenses cannot be shut off from the outside. Be careful. There is a Krogan with the...
Kill them all!
Good to go, Commander.
did you get in here? I didn't think there was any way past the barrier.
We blasted through with the mining
Of
wing.
course. Yes, that makes sense. Please, get me out of here before more Geth arrive. That button over there should shut down this containment field.
Any idea how we get out of
There is an elevator back in the center of the tower. I still cannot believe all this.
Seren's looking for the conduit. You're a Prothean expert.
The conduit, but
What the hell was that?
these ruins are not stable. We have to hurry. The whole place is caving in.
Joker, get the Normandy airborne and lock in
Aye,
on my
Commander.
signal.
Secure and away.
He needs to move faster.
We don't have time to deal with this idiot.
Lost shield. Too close, Commander. 10 more seconds we would have been swimming in molten sulfur. The Normandy isn't equipped to land in exploding volcanoes. They tend to fry our sensors and melt our hull. Just for future reference.
We almost died out there, and your pilot is making jokes?
Joker pulled our asses out of there. I think he's earned the right to a few bad jokes.
I see. It must be a human thing. I don't have a lot of experience dealing with your species, Commander. But I am grateful to you. You saved my life back there, and not just from the volcano. Those Geth would have killed me or dragged me off to Saren.
What did Saren want with you? Do you know something about the conduit?
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction. That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
How old are you?
I hate to admit it, but I am only 100.
Damn. I hope I look that good.
A century may seem like a long time to a short-lived species like yours. That is why my research has not received the attention it deserves. Because of my youth, other Asari scholars tend to dismiss my theories on what happened.
I've got my own theory on why the Protheans disappeared.
With all due respect, Commander, I have heard every theory out there. The problem is finding evidence to support them. The Protheans left remarkably little behind. It is almost as if someone did not want the mystery solved. It is like someone came along after the Protheans were gone and cleansed the galaxy of clues. But here is the incredible part. According to my findings, mysteriously vanish. This cycle began long before them.
Where'd you come up with this theory? I thought there wasn't
I have been working on this for 50 years. I have tracked down every scrap and shred of evidence. Eventually, subtle... It is more a feeling derived from a half-century of dedicated research. But I know I'm right, and eventually I will be able to prove it. There were other civilizations
If the
before...
Protheans weren't the first.
I don't know. There is barely any evidence. The galaxy is built on a cycle of extinction. Each time, the Protheans rose up from a single world until their empire spanned the entire galaxy. Their greatest achievements, the mass relays and the Citadel, are based on the technology. And then, like all the other forgotten civilizations throughout galactic history, the Protheans disappeared. I have dedicated my life to figuring out why.
They were wiped out by a race of sentient machines. The Reapers.
The Reapers? But I have never heard of... How do you know this? What evidence do you have?
There was a damaged Prothean beacon on Eden Prime. It burned a vision into my brain. I'm still trying to sort out...
Visions? Yes, that makes sense. The beacons were designed... rare. No wonder the Geth attacked Eden Prime. The chance to acquire a working beacon, even a badly damaged... But the beacons were only programmed to interact with Prothean physiology. Whatever information... I am amazed you were able to make sense of it at all. A lesser mind
Okay,
would have
this
been...
isn't helping us find Saren.
Of course, you are right. I am sorry, my scientific curiosity got the better of me.
I don't know why Saren wanted you out of the picture.
Thank you, Commander. Saren might come after me again. I cannot think of anywhere safer than here on your ship. And my knowledge of the Protheans might be useful later on.
And her biotics will come
We've
in.
already got every other non-human species on board.
Thank you,
Might as well.
Commander. I am very grateful. Oh,
When was the last time you ate? Or slept?
it is probably just mental exhaustion, coupled with the... Still, it could not hurt to be examined by a medical professional. It will give me the chance to...
We
think
can talk
things-
again after you've seen the
Mission
doctor.
reports are filed, Commander. You want me to patch?
Patch him through,
Setting up the...
Joker.
We've received your report, Commander.
I assume you're taking the necessary security precautions.
Liara's on our side.
Benezia would never allow Saren to kill her daughter.
Maybe she doesn't know.
Or maybe we don't know her. We never expected she could become a traitor.
At least the mission was a success.
Apart from the utter destruction of a major Prothean ruin. Was that really necessary, Shepard?
I don't need this.
Communications cut, Commander.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure
We're
about
all
that.
on the same team.
With all
here.
due respect, sir, that's what they said about Nihilus. Look how that turned out.
I'm in charge here, Presley.
Yes,
I
sir.
decided-
Understood, sir.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know
It's
if
not
you
that,
have-
Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren
Some people
attacked-
think asking for help is a sign of weakness. That's just being stupid and stubborn. No matter how strong you are...
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. Don't worry, Commander. This won't be a problem.
How did you end up
I
assigned
signed...
to the...
Of course, the only reason the colony was...
How'd you end up on the
I got
Norman?
my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me...
Carry on, Presley.
I prefer gold to silver, you know, for my medal. I figured you'd recommend me for one since I, pulled your boots out of the fire.
If we present you with a medal, you'll end up sitting on stage listening to politicians make speeches for a couple of hours. Fun.
That's a good point. They'd probably make me shave, too. I spent the last 7 weeks working on this baby. No medal's worth that. So, Commander, why don't you tell me why you're really here?
I have to go.
All right, see ya.
Anything you need, Commander? Is this an official evaluation, Commander? Or off the record?
Alenko, when it's just you and me...
That's a generous attitude. This Saren is looking for records on some kind of galactic... Sorry, Commander. There's writing on the wall here.
The Council doesn't want to believe anything's wrong.
I hear you. It just seemed... Sorry if I got too informal. Protocol...
Tell me about it.
Biotic... They're a... You don't... A bunch of guys in suits show up at your... Yeah, it's what... It was a sterile research... We didn't have much to do, though. It was a research platform then, and Canadians...
Then you must have had plenty of time to get to know each other.
We'd sit around and... There was this girl named Rana. She was from Turkey. Her family was... I think you'd have liked her.
Sounds like she was special.
Things never felt together. Training.
You know of any intentional...
It was different. I'm not saying they intentionally detonated drives over our outposts, but in retrospect...
Jump Zero's
alone. But that's my own baggage, Commander.
It's a big galaxy, Lieutenant.
If you... Besides, I've got my past squared away.
Yes, Commander? Is there some... But humanity...
Ever think you...
But there's something special about working... Tends to keep to himself there. Goodbye, Commander.
Commander, are you coming to check
You look
up?
much better.
Dr. Chakwas assures me I am going to be fine.
You're in good hands. Dr. Chakwas.
I never properly thanked you for saving me from the Geth, Commander. If you hadn't shown up...
I'm just glad we got there in time.
So am I. I know you took a chance bringing me aboard this ship. I have seen the way your crew looks at me. They do not trust me. But I am not like Benezia. I will do whatever I can to help you stop Saren. I promise.
Don't worry, Liara.
It means a lot to hear you say that, Commander. Thank you.
Tell me about yourself,
Me?
Liara.
I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander.
Sounds dangerous.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau. I never found... As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me.
You don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected... Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite
All
Benezia.
children rebel against their parents.
You share the wisdom of the matriarchs. But there was more to it than that. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden Prime.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No! I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be... Now you know why I prefer to spend my... Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
Do you know why...
Maybe she thought allying herself with...
This hurts you.
None of this makes any sense to me. I have not spoken to Benezia in many years, but I know although we seek to understand...
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered, male and female. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be...
I don't understand. Your species can mate.
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We then pass these traits onto our daughters.
What happens to your partner?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are... Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari...
You know who Matriarch Benezia chose?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
I thought you always needed another species.
Think about it, Shepard. Union with... Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both... I am what is sometimes called a... pure... It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union.
Maybe she wanted to meet you, but couldn't. Something could have happened to her. Maybe she...
You might be right. I hope... Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused... Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
You Asari live for 1,000 years.
Few sapient species. We do... And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on...
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Commander, how are you?
Why did you want to be a CSEC officer?
That's a good question. There
Like
were
what?
several. Probably the same as most officers. I wanted to fight injustice, wanted to help people. I guess my father had something to do with it too. He was CSEC, one of the best. I grew up hearing about his accomplishments or seeing his picture on the vids after a big arrest. He's taking my resignation pretty hard.
That's tough. But you'd think he'd be impressed you're going
My
in.
father's a CSEC man to the bone. He thinks I'm being too rash. He actually talked me out of becoming a Spectre when I was younger, for the same reason.
You were asked to be a Spectre?
Well, I was targeted as a possible Spectre candidate. I could have received special training, but my father didn't like it. He despises the Spectres. He hates the idea of someone having unlimited power.
I suppose I can understand his concern.
You can. But Saren's not gonna... If you want to nail Saren, you need to send someone who isn't restricted by policies and procedures.
Just because you can break the rules doesn't mean you should. I don't need to stoop to Saren's
I see
levels.
what you mean, but thanks, Commander.
Commander, you have a minute
I
to
keep
talk?
an open door policy.
I know things are different. With all due respect, Commander, should they have full access to the ship?
You don't trust their motives because they're
This
not
is the
you.
most... I don't think we should give them free rein to poke around the vital systems. Engines, sensors, weapons.
That's enough, Chief. You always second guess
Sir, I'm sorry, I was out of line.
So, we've got Saren on the run.
It won't be long now.
Good.
Saren.
He's... I could tell as soon as I met
Why didn't you tell me this
I
sooner?
would have if I thought it was important.
I think I'd like to hear about it.
This was a while ago. A bunch of mercs were... They said it paid... They said he was looking for more men, too.
I didn't know Saren was openly...
It wasn't that open. We'd been raiding ships in the area from... I was on board checking bodies for valuables. Looking for some extra credits.
What did Saren want with
I don't know what he wanted. A couple of the mercs called him by... I had a really bad feeling about him. So
What kind of car?
That's why I didn't mention it sooner.
Whose ship was it?
There was a Volus trading vessel. Big one. Yeah. But my every other merc on that mission turned up dead within a week. Every damn one.
So long, Rex.
Shepard. Shepard.
Rex.
Shepard.
Rex.
Shepard.
Rex.
Shepard.
Rex.
I'm drinking. Shepard.
Rex.
Commander Shepard. Shepard.
Oh, hello, Shepard.
Are you okay?
I don't know. Your ship is amazing. The Normandy runs so smooth, it feels like we're not even moving. And the engines are so quiet. How do you sleep at night?
The silence wakes you
Back
up.
on the flotilla, the last thing you want to hear... I guess you don't... But it's more than just the silence. This ship... Back home, I couldn't wait to go on my pilgrimage. I couldn't wait to get away from...
Sometimes we don't appreciate what we
That's
have.
true. You know, there's always a few...
You do plan to return?
I could never abandon my people, Shepard. I will go back eventually. But we have to stop Sam.
Tell me about...
Unfortunately, we have had...
What kind of...
In extreme cases of population... Like what? See you later.